Hello guys, how you all doing? Well, today we're going to be checking the VIX 75 because someone asked me a question, and whenever it was not even a question, they made like a prediction, and when I saw it, I just laughed simply because of it was not it. So just make sure that you stick with me throughout, so that because at the end of the video, that's where I'll be doing the data analysis, showing you what to expect from VIX 75 in the next coming days. I'll just show you the statement that the guy made, and then yeah, towards the end, that's when we'll be doing our analysis. Okay, they wanted to buy there, then I was just laughing at them. I'll show you the comment that they made, because of what the person was not analyzing, was just predicting. Where someone just gives you a picture, and then they just do this, and then they put an arrow like this, but they don't tell you why what makes them think this is gonna happen. You see, there's a difference between analysis and prediction. And prediction, it's more like you're just guessing, but when you're analyzing, even if it doesn't go right, but you know what you say. Here you're not saying anything. When you're predicting, you just go there, put an arrow, and that's it. You see, let me just show you the comment. Okay, so this was the video that he sent me, this one, where he was not even saying anything. He just drew this on the video and then say we're gonna go up like that. And then this is what I said to him, because he's just giving me he was just giving me predictions without actually telling me the reasons why I think the price is gonna find support there. And you see, if you're giving me prediction and ask me what do I think, I will ask you what do you think and what's your view before I give mine, because there's no view. You're just predicting. And then this is what he said. If you check the first cycle, the blue one, the price turned there, then it went for a first touch on top. So he's talking about this one from here, first touch at the top there, and then went down again. So that's when the price came down here, and it found second touch, and then went up again. Now he's expecting another touch going up. So according to him, it's like he's expecting this the whole time. He's expecting this like this, because he thinks just because we touched here, touched there, touched here, touched there, now we have to touch here again, go touch there again. I mean, how do you tell that this thing is gonna be bounce here 10 times or 9 times? How do you tell? That's what I was like, here you're not analyzing. Just because it turned there, then does not mean when you come back again we have to turn. So that's why I said to him, my question, what makes you think that it's gonna do a third touch and bounce back up? Because just saying that last week the price was here and then it got rejected, now it's gonna be rejected again, it's not enough. It's not enough reason for you to buy. That's what I told me. Then he's saying I think it will be triple top. My question still remains unanswered. Why do you think it will be a triple top? I want you to analyze. Here, this is just a prediction, so he still hasn't answered the question. So that's why, guys, when I show you how to do the analysis, I want you to give me the reasons why you think the price is gonna find support there. You see, because if you're saying previous rejection candlesticks, those ones, they don't predict the current structure. So you can't use what happened in the past to say because we turned here the last time we have to turn here again. You see, then I saw that we're not going anywhere. I just ended it there. So now let's go to the chart, and then I'll show you why I was saying that what he was telling me was not enough for him to buy. All right, this is our VIX 75. So just make sure that you stick around until the end, because we are going to do even an analysis from here on what to expect. So when he wanted to buy, he was here. He was showing the area that he was showing me was this one. So he wanted to buy from there. You can see the price went past that. But because he was not analyzing, he was just predicting, there are certain things that he missed here. The first one being, let's go to monthly and see if there's anything that we need to take note of on monthly. On monthly, we're still very far. We still have our trend line. The monthly trend line is here. As you can see that the price moved from this, went there, came back, and went there, which is a higher high. And that point is even way higher than this. And on monthly, we're now touching the monthly support. The monthly support, that's all that you need from monthly. And then let's go to weekly. If you've been following this channel for, let's say, 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, yes, 3 weeks back, you would remember that there was that nice analysis that we once made about this, where I said this is the area above and the area below was here. Was this one? Yes, it was this one. So this one on weekly, this is our resistance, and then this was our support. So we can see that what the guy did, the price moved up, right? And where did it go to? It went up to the very same. Okay, this is not visible. Let's use which color? Let's use this one. So it went up to the very same weekly area of resistance. Now it's bouncing from a weekly area of resistance, and if you check nicely, we did this and then we went up, and then this point is definitely lower than this one. If you can check nicely, I'll show you on a different time frame, but it's definitely lower than that, and it means our trend line is there on weekly, right? So the price now is hitting. It has been it has bounced from the weekly area of, because remember we used this body and that tail, weekly area of resistance, and then the nearest one was here, and this point was lower than that. Let's go to daily. I'll show you how it looks from daily. That point when I said it was lower than that, this and this is lower than that. That's when we had the weekly trend line there, and you can see that on weekly the price was bouncing from a bearish weekly trend line and also a bearish key area, which was the weekly resistance, right? So you can see that there was a bearish force. And again, let's see, that area is somewhere around there, and we can both agree that this point, it gave us what? A lower low. So this point was very important. So now we have taken it. It's just that I haven't checked it in a while. So this was worth your risk to say that if I get a reason to buy from this, I can do so. Why? Because this is where inside weekly resistance, and again it gave us a lower low. It gave us a very strong move that pushed all the way down and broke this area of support, right? So which means it's the one that gave us the trend line there. So when the price was coming back sort of to retest it like this, I would have looked for reasons to sell there, because I know I'm around the weekly resistance and also weekly a bearish trend line. So obviously if I had gotten a reason to sell, I was gonna exit here, but it doesn't mean I'm looking for reasons to buy. It doesn't mean that. Okay, and let's see what happened. Let's go to H4. On H4, that area was here. You can see if you were strong enough and you decided to go with the sell limit there from that area, you would have gotten it right. And now the very same area of resistance, this H4 resistance that is inside the weekly resistance and around the weekly bearish trend line, look what it did when it was formed. Again, it was formed here. And look what the price, when the price was going up, the trend line was there. You agree? And the nearest area of support was here. And this is the one where, if you were following the setups here, where we said it looked nice, but we didn't want to take it simply because the price is bouncing from a weekly area of resistance. So we can't fight that weekly area of resistance with what? With H4 support. So that's when we didn't take it. So now look what the price did. It formed that area of resistance, this one, and it went all the way down. So when it moved down, what did it do? This moved to the downside. It broke support on H4 and it broke H4 bullish trend line. What I mean by that is that when we were going up, like I already showed you, the trend line was there and our support was here. This move broke both of them, which makes this area of resistance a very strong one. So that's why now, if you had put your sell limit there and I ask you, why do you have a sell limit there, you can give me that area is very strong. It did all that it did here, and also it is located inside a weekly area of resistance, and also it is around the weekly bearish trend line. So if you had put your sell limit there, you would have gotten it right. And now it went all the way down and broke everything, which means we need to update our structure, because remember our weekly support was there, which is it used to be our area below. But remember, the more it get touched, I always tell you, the more you get an area being tested, the weaker it gets. So this one has been on for a very long time, because remember I drew it using this point. It got touched here. This one missed a bit, but this is another touch, another touch, another touch, and then this one broke it. The more it gets touched, the weaker it gets, an area of support or a trend line. And which means this is no longer our area below. It's no longer our support. We need to go down and look for the next area below, which means now we are shifting our focus to this one. So when you're talking about area above and area below, we still have our area above intact there, resistance and support. So which means now if you're getting reasons to buy from this, the profit margin is way bigger. It's bigger because you'll be going all the way up there. You see, it's bigger than if you were taking trades from this. Now you can make even way more money. Yeah, but so now let's see, what are we expecting from this one? I hope you still remember what, and which means now the trend line, I forgot to mention it. The trend line has to come here. Why? Because this was our low, this is the new low. So the trend line must be there on weekly. And you need to keep in mind what we saw on monthly. What is it? Monthly support is hit. I'm talking about this. Monthly support is hit, and the trend line is here on monthly. Let's just put it in so that when you're going to weekly, we can decide if the price still has a room to go down before touching the week, the trend line or what. There is the monthly trend line, and let's go to the weekly. Let's go to the weekly. There is our trend line, and on weekly, remember on monthly we did hit the support, and then on weekly the support is here. The support is here, you see. So once the price hits that, I would prefer it, I just hope that it will penetrate it a bit, and for as long as it penetrates it like that, but yes, it is inside what, still inside. For as long as it doesn't break this point, we're still very much safe to buy, and for as long as it doesn't break this trend line. So, and remember, the breaking of this trend line, we can't monitor that on weekly. Why? Because the trend line was not drawn on weekly. So for us to see that the trend line has been broken, we must check the time frame where it was drawn. So we drew it on what? On monthly. So for a monthly trend line to be broken, it must be broken by a monthly candlestick. You need to keep that in mind. So you can have this thing coming here, and if you get a reason to buy there, oh Lord, because remember the next opposing structure on weekly is still up there, and then you will have many reasons for you to buy from there. Weekly support inside monthly support, weekly trend line is being tested. Yeah, but that's way more reasons to buy. Your bigger time frames, they are giving you reasons why you need to go up. But remember, if you are buying, you're just not gonna do this. We don't do that. We're not gonna say we are going to exit all the way up there. There will be a lot of resistance in between. The first one being what? This trend line here that we mentioned. This trend line here, this weekly trend line. So when you're taking your buy, you must just exit, because the price can still come back, can still do this before taking off. Obviously, yes, it can just bounce and break it and go up. We know that, but we don't know. We know that's possible, but we don't know if it will do that or not. So that's why when it gets to the trend line, don't tell it what to do. Just exit and wait for it to show you what it wants to do. If it breaks it, that's when you'll continue searching for new buying opportunities, but you would have made your profit already from the first move, because you are exiting just to play it safe, just in case it comes back. You see, if it breaks it, then yes, whatever support, the nearest support you have, you can look to take trades from it if the price comes back. But for now, we are waiting here. We are waiting there, because if you check here, the support is out here, there's nothing. We just hope that it will do the same and move down and touch that, so that we can look to execute from there. Even on daily, if you check this move, it was very smooth. So hopefully it will do the same. You can see even this side is smooth. Obviously it will go all the way down. So the smoothness of the move shows you that the power there was just in the hands of one guy. No one was fighting. The opposition was not fighting. So which means this area of this daily the daily area of support, this one, is very important, which is inside the weekly support, which is inside what the monthly support. So if it gets there, it's a very key area for us to execute from. And if you check the way price took off from it, the bulls were very angry. So we just hope that it will touch it, and then they will retain their power, and push it back again. So we are waiting here, good people. We are waiting here. It might bounce back, but we are waiting there. So what if it bounces back without getting there? Because that's also possible. Remember, when you're analyzing, we have to check all the sides. We are not going to be biased and say it has to do this. What if it doesn't do that? Then what? You see, you must always ask your question, if this doesn't happen, then what? So in this case, if the price turns from where it is maybe and not go all the way down, how are you going to enter there? Because you can't say I'm waiting so there, because if it doesn't get there, you're going to have a problem. So if the price turns without getting there, let's check H4. All you can do is what? Put your H4 trend line there. If it gets broken, maybe breaks the area of resistance, then you mark this, and then you can trade it to the upside. That's if it doesn't go all the way down. Right? So that's how you can enter. That's how you can enter if the price doesn't go all the way down. But we just have our fingers crossed that it goes down. So that's basically the structure that we have on what? On VIX 75 currently. So I just wanted you to see the comment that the guy made, so that you understand that you, as a trader, you can't rely on what? On predictions. You need to rely on analysis. So there's a difference between someone who's giving you predictions and someone who's giving you analysis. Because if I just, there are those who, I'm sure if you're on Instagram, you'll see people just giving you maybe a chart like this. They just say buy, and then they put an arrow like this, and then you ask yourself, but why am I buying? Why am I buying? You're not giving me reasons to say that because of 1, 2, 3, I think we can buy. So you see, that person is predicting, and it's not safe. Yes, the price can do that, but prediction, no. You must analyze, so that at the end of your analysis, when you're putting an arrow, you understand what it means. You understand why you're putting it there, because of what you have done the analysis. So that's why you shouldn't rely on trust someone who's only giving you predictions. Because even if I give you a prediction like this and say buy, if I give you a prediction like this and buy, if the price goes down and then I take a loss, you won't even know how you lost, because of what? You don't even know why you bought. You see? So it's going to be very, very difficult for you to try and correct that next time, because you don't even know where you got it wrong. So how are you going to correct it if you don't know how you got it wrong? You see, that's the problem with predicting. But if you analyze, and even if you take a loss, when you go back to the drawing board, analyzing that again, you will understand, oh, maybe this was a sign that I should have waited a bit, because of what? The candlesticks, the shapes that we're having here. This was a sign. You see, you understand what you're doing. Why? Because of what? You are analyzing. You are not predicting. So let's stick to analysis, good people. So that's all that I had for you on VIX 75. I hope it will be helpful in you searching for trades. Remember, I don't want to give you a level and say buy from this, sell from that. I'm not a signal provider. I'm just gonna try and give you tips and show you how to analyze, so that when you are alone, you are able to use all these tricks and rules that I'm giving you, for you to come up with your own setups in the direction that we are predicting. You see, we are not just predicting. I'm not just saying we are going to go, we are most likely to find a price bouncing here. I'm not just saying that. I gave you reasons why I think that is possible, that the price will find support there. You see, my prediction is different, because I gave you all the reasons behind that prediction. But if someone just comes and give you this and say buy, nah, you shouldn't trust that person. All right, guys, so I'm gonna end it there. I'll see you in the next video. Sharp.